Elon Musk sat down at Davos in January and said something most people completely missed. It wasn't about Tesla. It wasn't about XAI. It was about the simple, single biggest bottleneck standing between us and the AI future everyone is building toward. This week on Signal and Sense, three publicly traded companies sitting directly in the path of that bottleneck. We welcome you back to Signal and Sense, the show where we track what the people building the future are paying attention to so you can do your own research from a smarter starting point. I read the transcripts so you don't have to. Quick reminder before we dive in, nothing in this video is financial advice. We track signals, not give stock tips. Do your own research, talk to a financial professional, and make your own decisions. This week, we are pulling from Elon Musk's Davos conversation at the World Economic Forum in Davos 2026, where he sat down with BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, one of the most substantive public conversations Elon has had in months. Three signals, three publicly traded companies. Let's get into it. Signal number one starts with the most important thing Elon said at Davos, and it wasn't about rockets or robots. Larry Fink asked him directly, what are the bottlenecks to getting AI built at scale? Elon's answer was immediate. He said the limiting factor for AI deployment is fundamentally electrical power, not chips, not software, not data, but power. He went further on, and he said that chip production is scaling exponentially, but electricity generation is growing at only 4 to 5% a year. His conclusion, we will soon be manufacturing more AI chips than we can actually turn on. The chips will exist. The power to run them will not be. That is the direct signal pointing at every company in the energy generation and grid infrastructure space. And the one Elon named specifically at the solution is solar. He said China is deploying over 1,000 gigawatts of solar per year. He said SpaceX and Tesla are both independently working to build toward 100 gigawatts per year of manufactured solar in the United States. He called it the path forward. The largest US-based utility-scale solar manufacturer is First Solar, ticker symbol FSLR. They are the dominant domestic producer that at exactly the moment Elon is saying America needs to close the solar gap with China. Go look at First Solar. Remember, ticker FSLR. Here's why this is bigger than a clean energy story. Elon's framing at Davos was not environmental, it was computational. Every AI data center being built right now needs power to run. Jensen Huang is forecasting $1 trillion in AI infrastructure through 2027. That infrastructure needs electricity. And right now, the US is adding electricity at a fraction of the rate it is adding AI compute capacity. Elon also noted that US solar tariffs are artificially high, making domestic deployment more expensive than it should be. That creates a specific opportunity for domestic manufacturers like First Solar, who are not subject to those tariffs. They build it in the US for the US market. He said he would encourage others to build large-scale solar at the same rate SpaceX and Tesla are targeting. When Elon publicly calls out a specific technology gap and says he is personally building toward it, this is a signal. First Solar, ticker symbol FSLR. Signal number two comes from a detail in Elon's solar argument that most people skipped right past. At Davos, Elon wasn't just talking about solar panels. He specifically described the formula as solar paired with batteries for steady state power. He said China's solar deployment, over 1,000 gigawatts per year, produces meaningful continuous power only when paired with battery storage. Without storage, solar is intermittent. With storage, it becomes baseload power for AI data centers. The company that sits at the intersection of grid scale power and AI energy demand right now is Vistra Corp, ticker VST. Vistra is one of the largest power producers in the US, operating natural gas, nuclear, and increasingly battery storage assets specifically positioned to serve the data center build-out. They are already under contract with hyperscale data center operators who need guaranteed around-the-clock power, exactly the problem Elon described at Davos. Go look at Vistra Corp, ticker symbol VST. Here is a specific dynamic Elon is pointing at. AI data centers cannot run on intermittent power. They need 24/7 baseload electricity. Solar alone does not provide that, but solar plus grid scale battery storage does. Elon's own company Tesla Energy is in this business. Their Megapack product is a utility scale battery system designed exactly for this use case. At Tesla's 2026 earnings call, Musk emphasized that Tesla's energy generation and storage business is a key growth driver, separate from vehicles entirely. He called it a major strategic priority. The broader signal is that every company building utility scale battery storage is now playing in the AI infrastructure market, whether they call it that or not. Vistra is one of the largest and most established players in the grid scale power with growing storage assets. Ticker symbol VST, Vistra Corp. Signal number 3 came from Tesla's January earnings call, and it is the most overlooked statement Elon made all month. When asked about manufacturing scale, Elon said something pointed directly at supply chain. He asked aloud, why do we have to build these things? Why can others not also please build these things? Referring specifically to lithium refineries and cathode refineries. He called Tesla's lithium refinery a dry electrode cell plant, more advanced than anything in the world. That is Elon publicly flagging that the lithium supply chain is a bottleneck and calling for more investment in it. The largest publicly traded lithium producer in the Western world is Albemarle Corporation, ticker ALB. They are the dominant US-listed pure-play lithium company, supplying the raw material that goes into every EV battery and every grid-scale storage system built. Go look at Albemarle, ticker ALB. Here's the connection most people miss. AI build-out requires power. Reliable power requires battery storage. Battery storage requires lithium. Elon is building toward 100 gigawatts of solar paired with storage. Tesla's Megapack runs on lithium. Every grid-scale battery project being built to power AI data centers runs on lithium. Elon's public frustration on the Tesla earnings call, essentially saying that lithium refining supply chain is not keeping pace, is a signal that demand is outrunning supply. When demand outpaces supply in a commodity the world's most ambitious builder says he cannot get enough of. That is worth paying attention to. Albemarle is the largest U.S. listed lithium producer. They sit at the base of the entire battery supply chain that Elon says needs to scale dramatically. Again, Albemarle Corporation, ticker symbol ALB. So what connects the First Solar, Vistra Corp, and Albemarle, apologies. Elon Musk's central thesis at Davos was simple. AI chips are not at the bottleneck, power is. And solving the problem requires 3 things working in concert. Solar generation at the massive scale, battery storage that make the power reliable, and the raw materials to build the batteries. First Solar makes the panels, Vistra stores it. ALB mines and refines the lithium that goes into every battery in the system. None of these companies write AI code. None of them makes GPUs, but every single one of them is essential infrastructure for the AI build-out Elon describes at Davos, and that Jensen Huang put on his $1 trillion number on it at GTC. The picks and shovels of the AI era are not all software companies. Some of them are energy companies. Elon just told you which ones matter. So let's bring it home. 3 signals from Elon Musk this week, sourced from the Davos World Economic Forum conversation with Larry Fink and Tesla's Q4 2025's earnings call. 1, First Solar, ticker FSLR, the dominant US-based utility scale solar manufacturer at the exact moment Elon says America needs to close the solar gap with China to power the AI build-out. 2, Vistra Corp, VST, the grid scale power and battery storage operators serving data centers, operators who need 24/7 base load, the exact solution Elon described at Davos. And 3, Albemarle Corporation, ALB, the largest US listed lithium producer, supplying the raw material for every battery in the AI energy infrastructure stack, a supply chain Elon publicly said needs to scale dramatically. As always, do your own research. These are signals, not recommendations. But if you want to know what the person building the most ambitious energy and AI infrastructure on Earth is paying attention to, now you know. Which of these 3 signals are you watching? Drop it in the comments. And if you found this useful, hit subscribe. We do this a couple times a week, a couple speakers, 3 signals each, all sourced from their actual words. See you next time on Signal and Sense. Take care.